It's kind of sad, but I'm sure that Blair never knew that his first name, I think he always thought his name was Kicker with an adjective in front of it, flipping kicker.
Yeah.
That's all people remember during the bad times. But let's go back to his rookie year in the sophomore slump, and then coming back his junior year. Last year, had it not been for Blair Walsh, the Minnesota Vikings never would have made it to the playoffs, because I think he had 3 game-winning kicks during the course of the season. But as you know, Mike, this is a business that says, what have you done for me lately? And when Janet Jackson made that song, she was thinking about, punters and kickers.
Snappers. And snappers too. Ice cream. But the worst thing about it is that without him, you wouldn't have gotten to the playoffs. True. It's just a shame that he put an exclamation point on the playoff game that they played in by not making the one there when it counted the most. But you're right. I mean, you say what you want to. You're sitting at home for the holidays, not picking up an extra paycheck if he doesn't do a good job and win your 3 games. He came around really well last year at the end, and I thought he could maybe pull himself together again.
Yeah.
I really did, because he's done it a couple times in his career. Once in college, well, not really, after college, his rookie year. And another time, I think, last year, and then he had the playoff game. But I really thought he would pull through it because he is that good. And I think that he will, maybe the best thing that could happen to Blair Walsh is to be let go. He'll pick up somewhere. He needs to find another place where they believe in him, that he doesn't have to worry about everyone looking at him in the locker room like, you know how it gets. When they start missing or start doing something funky, no one wants to talk to him. They don't want to make it so obvious that they would come up and possibly ask him a question about the kick or the PAT. So it becomes something you don't touch, and you don't talk to him about it. You don't even.
Which is the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
What you should do is engage him, because that's when, that's when the guy really needs his team.
I know.
That's when he needs his teammates. That's when he needs to be engaged in conversations. If you were ranking on him, if you were telling jokes about him when things are going well, continue to tell those same jokes about him. Because now he feels engaged. The worst thing that can happen to a punter, kicker, or snapper is alienate him from his teammates.
Yeah.
That's the downside. The beauty of the other positions, you're forced to go into meeting rooms. You're forced to watch film together. All of those things. But the specialists are separated, and they never get that interaction, and that's when I think you really need to be a part of the team when you're struggling.
So agree with you.
Mike, you were on that 98 team. You're the reason they didn't go to the Super Bowl, but Gary Anderson missed that kick. How much in the locker room could you sense that they were upset with him?
Well, they weren't upset with him. They were more upset with me, and rightfully so. It was high, really super high. That's why he missed it. But if that helps anyone out there feel better,
I'll never forgive you.
No, that's a bunch of bull, Mike.
I'll
because
never
it should
you.
not have come down to that last kick.
So true.
There were so many other opportunities to win that football game.
Yeah.
Had we scored the end of the second quarter, going into halftime, they were ready to roll over and just die like a bunch of spoiled dogs.
So true.
And we let them off the hook.
Let them off the hook.
Time after time after time after time.
I agree.
So I'm going to blow the candles out on your pity party. You were not the reason that snap that Gary Anderson missed the last kick.
I think it's just such a God, we could talk about it forever, probably.
Sure.
Because it was just one of those plays.
Yeah.
And, when I'm involved in it. 1 out of 7,000 plays in my life. It would be that one, but
sure.
It's just an amazing thing for the story that played out for Gary, though. How he went an entire season without missing one, all the way down to the last playoff game and won to qualify. It was the easiest way for us to qualify for that Super Bowl, was to him ice it.
Yeah.
But it was not the reason why we lost the game. It's so true. But my God, you look at the ways you could have won it, and everyone wants to point to, well, a kicker that's perfect. At 38 yards, a kicker that's perfect. That's your easiest route, right? Not so much.
And where did he miss it? He missed it left.
Left.
Where did Blair miss it? He missed it left.
Yeah. But he was clanking PATs off the right upright.
Yeah.
And then sending.
What does that mean? What's the reason?
It's like
for
a golf swing. It's like the shorter the shot, the more you want to just kind of keep the club head open.
And you don't finish.
And you don't finish through it.
You don't finish.
You don't finish. That's it. That is it.
I don't want to tell secrets, Okay? There are things that are in the covenant that stay in the covenant.
That's true.
But
Tim Irwin used to say that.
I got to think about this.
Well, when you think about this,
I'm gonna hold this
Don't do
till
that to us.
No, I'm gonna hold this until the second segment,
on.
maybe.
Well, when you think
there's
of
certain
that-
things.
Tim Irwin used to say that, though. That was his rule. Hey, what you hear in the mothership stays in the mothership.
Yeah.
Boys, I think that will stay in the
Yes, he
mothership,
did.
too. Yeah, right.
Now, with Gary, did he ever recover from that? Did he kick
sadly
for them
enough-
the next year?
No, he did not. He had some issues
Yeah, he did.
away from the football field
Yeah.
that really
Which will sink
set him
any
back
man.
badly, and it
Yeah.
had, I guess, I would say a lot to do with that particular kick.
Yeah.
And it was bad, and he was just he wasn't able to kick anymore. He lost a lot of weight, and he just could not kick, and he was a real mess for a while. And then he came back and ended up playing another 3 or 4 years.
And the thing with Blair is we saw him miss that kick last year. And from everything we've seen this year, I don't think he's recovered from that kick. Would you agree or disagree?
I don't think he did enough past that kick from last season in the playoff game to get past it in his head. He was on his way to doing just that. I think he was on his way to saying, I've fixed this thing. You never really totally are perfect in your head about what you do, and that's what keeps you honest. That's what sort of the thing about what makes me a long snapper come back and keep snapping well is to make sure that I'm snapping well all week in practice, and I've got a ritual that I live by, and I do it the same way every time. I think he was close to being automatic again, and then it fell off one more time. That's all I can. That's the only thing I can tell you is that when I fell off track, it took me a little while to get back on, and then it became just second thought.
How quickly can Kai Forbath?
Whoa. You're not going to leave that and just.
I thought you were still contemplating.
No, I'm not contemplating.
I thought he was thinking about what he was going to tell us.
No. I'm still thinking about whether I'm going to tell you what I was thinking about going to tell you. But from that perspective of what you just talked about, has he ever recovered? Yes, he recovered.
Yeah?
Yes, he did.
You would know more than I would.
But if you are looking, and you've heard me say it before, if you're looking for perfection in a place kicker, a punter, or any player,
snapper too,
you're not going to get it. Had he recovered? Yes. Now, were there some things that put him back in a funk? Yes. But he recovered. Had he not recovered, there would have been somebody else in training camp.
Yeah.
There would have been somebody else in OTAs. There would have been somebody else after the first series of miss during the 5-0 stretch. See, the 5-0 stretch covered a lot of other things that was ailing this football team. When you start to lose, every little thing is magnified. And you can go around the league throughout history. When a team goes on a losing streak, and there is a minor struggle with special teams, what is the first thing that the coach does?
Scream.
You fire the kicker, and you think that everything else is going to be all right. Can I get a witness from the congregation? Huh? That's the first thing that they do. The first thing that they do, like the kicker is going to resolve all of the issues with the offensive line, all of the issues of missing your quarterback, all of the issues of missing your running back. But you can't fire those guys because you cannot replace them because of the investment. You think that you can fire a kicker or punter that's struggling and bring somebody in off the street. There's a reason that he's on the street. And sooner or later, I'm not speaking ill will or anything against Kai. I hope that he does well. But guess what? Folks, if you don't know it, Kai is going to miss a kick. Sooner or later. Sooner or later, he's going to miss a kick. So what are you going to do? You're going to fire him too?
No.
No, you got to fix the other stuff. But I do think it's time that Blair has a change of scenery.
I do too.
And he'll go somewhere and he will do extremely well.